Hello, friends, and welcome to another episode where we are going to be diving in on how to create a Facebook ad. So let's jump into Facebook so we can already start seeing how this will operate. Now, what we are going to be looking at, we're going to have two tabs open here today so you can see exactly how I would create an ad and run an ad. Now, first, you're going to want to go to your business Facebook account. So it should look something like this. Now, depending on how much information you've actually put into your Facebook account, and your business page, it may look slightly different, but typically you're going to see this little button at the top. So you're going to go to create an ad, which will take you to this page. Now, again, same thing. If you have done more information on your account, you're probably going to see A/B testing here and a few different options along the ways. This is my testing page that I use to show any type of video that I will be presenting. So therefore, again, it's not going to have all the bells and whistles like all the other ad accounts that I have off to the side here. So what you're going to be doing, I frankly look at always creating more leads, because the more leads you have, the more you're actually going to be able to get more business to your business. So again, it makes most sense to do that. Now, you could obviously promote your page to get more eyeballs on your website or visiting to your website. But again, if you're looking at creating any type of sales and getting more people to buy from your business, creating a lead makes the most sense. And we can definitely talk about where these leads go to, which would be off to the side. If you do want to know about that, comment down below. I can definitely make a video about how you do all that. But today's video is going to be creating an ad on Facebook. So we're going to click this button right here. So we're going to go to this page and see exactly what's going on. Now, before we go any further into this page, I am going to go to this ad library, because this is a very important page to also look at as well. Because from here, you can actually see any type of ad that's been going on in your category. So I'm going to click all ads, and let's do gym. Very basic word, and this is just going to start showing us all the different things that have gym. So if I click here, you can start seeing all these different ads and what's being utilized. Now, why I recommend this is because you are going to be able to see what other people are doing, what ads have been doing a little bit better, because typically if they've been running for a while, like this is only going since July 6th, and the recording of this video is July 8th, so it hasn't been very long. So I wouldn't consider that a very good ad or one that you would recommend copying or looking similar to, because you do not know how long it's been going on for. But if you keep scrolling, you may find one that's been going on for, say, a couple months. If that's the case, that typically is going to give you more information. So if you want to learn more, you can always click it and see exactly what it looks like. But like I said, we are not going to be doing that today. I just wanted to show you a good way to, again, look at different ads and see what people are doing. And if you do click on some, you can actually see more details. It'll give you more information that's going on those accounts again. So let's back into our Meta Business Suite, though, back to where we are creating our ad, which you can see up here. So this, again, is a whole new account. I've never done an ad on here, so this should really run you through everything. Mine is at the bottom here. I do have a credit card already placed in because of my other accounts I have here. You do have to have a credit card on file to run ads. Obviously, they need to charge, and they need to have something how they can actually pay for the ad placements you're going to be doing. But that all being said, what we're going to look at is just doing a very basic type of ad here. So the description here, I think this is very important. This is where your hook should be, because if you see here what I just highlighted, that will be what's in this area. Now, if again I continue more typing here, you will see more of that popping into this area, but eventually some of it will be cut off and not being at the top that we just saw there. So I'm going to back that up, but this is where you want to put most of your information, because when someone does click on this site itself, on the ad, they will open that up and see this long text in that area, which again is what they're going to want to read and see all these bullet points on why exactly they're going to be clicking on this ad and what information they can get from there. Now, from that being said, though, you still do want to have a headline here. This itself is going to be at the bottom part of the ad, which I'm not sure why it stopped showing up here. There we go. So it will show up more at the bottom part here. And again, this makes more sense. You still want to have your hook line here, but it's going to be less words, but it will be bold. Now, as you see, as we're clicking on different things, it can also look different here as well, which that may catch the eye of some people. It depends on what type of thing you're going for. But again, you have to play around with and see what works. That is the name of the game when it comes to ads, because some ads may work at different platforms and some may not work. So again, you have to play around, especially on Facebook, and we will talk about that in just a second here. But now, as we continue on, I already have an image here, but obviously I could change this image to something else if I wanted to. Say if we click this picture, I can take this one out, or I can keep both in there so there's a carousel. But for the sake of this, I'm just going to X that out and hit cancel here just because we already have that image there. And like I said, you're going to want to put a headline here. You only get 25 characters or roughly that much that will show up there. So again, you want to make sure it's something very quick, very bold, and therefore it can catch their eye as well. Same with the description, but like I said, you can then add different things here. So this is more of the body of the description. And so this won't be seen until they actually click on it. So again, if you wait a few seconds, we will see that here. That all being said, though, let's scroll down to this part right here where you can hit apply more, learn more, get quotes. I always do sign up because this, like I said, leads to more leads, which, like I said, if you do want to know where this then goes to, comment. I will make a video on how to follow this up with the leads itself, but we're going to do a sign up right now. Now, because I've never done anything like this before, it's even let me know right here a form is required, which I do not have a form right now. So we have to create a form. This is where information is going to be taken. Now, what we're going to see here, we can customize everything here, but I'm just going to keep it to what it has up in this area. Like I said, you can change that. This is where you want to get everything you can or what you think is basically needed. So email, yes. Full name, you can't even change it, so you're going to have that. Phone number, maybe you don't need that, but I would say even date of birth, because if you are doing a newsletter, email marketing, having a date of birth, you can then send it out for their birthdays, which is just another little information you can give on their birthdays. I think that's really important. And I would say you don't need anything else. Yes, you can click everything, but the more you put in here, the more friction you're going to put in this area, and they may not fill it out. So I would just leave at those three, if not just those two, so it would look like this. Now, that being said, you can also add some short answers. This can then help qualify, disqualify people as well if you want to do more of that. But like I said, for right now, we're not going to add any questions in, and I'm going to keep it to English. And then we're going to hit the arrow here so we can just see exactly what we're going to see here, policy as well. And then view website if they wanted to. This is just going to run them through what's going to happen. So again, when they put their information, they're going to hit next. It's going to take them to this page. Policy here, hit submit, so that way we know, and therefore they know they actually submit their information. So we are going to hit save. So we've now created a form. This is the name of the form itself. So this will not be seen by the people looking at the form, but it has been created. If you want to make different forms, you could always go in and create different forms for each different thing. But again, for the sake of this one, we're just going to keep it at the one form for right now. So that is what they would see when they were going to submit into that form itself. Now, like I said, there are more bells and whistles. I currently keep everything where it should be because, again, Facebook typically knows what they're doing when they're running these ads. So, again, you could click and choose these different things if you want to get more in depth. But I'm going to leave these two at where it's at. Now, the audience, this is something you definitely do want to change here because depending on what you're trying to sell, you do want to have a better range. And so, again, if you have a massive audience that you're trying to reach and you have a small budget, you're not going to be able to get the people you want. So for the sake of saying you're trying to sell something to someone that's a little bit older, you can definitely change it up higher. Or again, if you think they're going to be a little bit younger, you don't want to see the older people, change that, go to men, women. I typically keep it at all. I have United States here, but let's say we want to have a closer location. So let's say New York City is where we want to go. So we are going to hit that, and then we can change the radius of that up and down. Now, again, depending on what you're selling, if you're selling online specifically, you could definitely make this bigger, or again, keep it at United States. But if you're a smaller business, brick and mortar, you're definitely going to want to keep it smaller because think about this. I highly doubt someone from way over here is going to be driving into New York for your business. Now, that might be the case, but like I said, more likely not. You're just going to be throwing money at people not coming in. So again, if you keep it nice and tight here, that's actually going to help you out. And see, our audience definition right here is in green, which is really going to help us out. And we're still looking at 4.4 to 2.5 million people, which again is a great range of people that we want to see. Now, right now, what I'm going to do here is, and looking at all this, and as you do more, this will save into these areas as well. It's saving from other agencies I've done before, but like I said, you will have the one that you can pick and choose, and it did save that, and you can always create a new one as well if you wanted to. The more you create, then you can just click and choose. You don't have to keep going through all those, which makes it a little easier. Now, the last part here, we're going to be looking at scheduling duration. Now, you can schedule whenever you want. So say you don't want to go out the day that you're actually creating this. Say you want to start Friday, no problem. You can set a time frame for that. You can run this ad continuously if you wanted to and have no end date. I would recommend having some type of end date just because you can definitely see and crunch the numbers and how everything did. Now, whether you do 7 days, you can do as many as you want. You can click here for the end date as well and say, let's go to the end of the month. You will then see I have a $5 limit right now, or budget, that comes to $95 with what I set the parameters to. Now, the more we increase this, obviously the more it's going to be more expensive, but the more reach we're going to have as well. Now, this is always tricky because, again, when you're starting this, it sometimes is difficult to be like, hey, let's throw $30 at this each and every day. But how I look at that is you're casting a net. So the more money you are putting out there, the bigger the net is, the more capability you're going to be able to actually catch that audience that you're trying to get. If you have a smaller one, say like $5, more likely not, you're not going to get all the people you want to. Now, I'm not going to say you still won't get people because I have at $5. You may just not get everyone that you want to get. So again, maybe even just doing $10 at the get-go is probably going to be your better route. $190 for that amount of days, not too bad. But if you do have a smaller budget, you can definitely go down to a little bit lower, but I would recommend 5 being the minimum at least, just because as you get lower, you're definitely not going to be really hitting too many people. 414 of that 4.2 million is not a very good number. So like I said, we'll go up to 10 here for right now. And again, you can choose and pick and choose and change that throughout the entire time. So let's say the first couple days you want to start higher and then slowly drip it down to a lower price. You can do that, or ramp it up as well. That is totally fine. And then right now we're seeing placement. Again, I keep that to where it's at, and then you have change if you want, but like I said, that's already on file. And then what we're going to do here, I always do this before I hit schedule, because again, I want to know exactly what this is going to look like. So you can always see the preview of what the ad's going to look like. Now, it seems like Facebook is running a little bit slower right now with the ads itself. There we go. And now you're seeing the image I put up there plus what I typed here. So you were actually seeing that second description, but if I put more and more, you would have to expand that for them to see that. Now, if we scroll off to the side here, we can see what it looks like in different feeds. So the mobile feed, this is what we're going to see here. And you're also going to see that more bold area here and the sign up buttons right there. So again, very easy for people to click this. Now, it's just a picture, so we're not going to see in stream here, but we're going to see everything else. And if you do have it linked to your Instagram, you can then click on your Instagram and see what it's going to look like on there. I don't have a video on that, but again, if you do not have your Facebook connected to your Instagram, comment. I can also show you how you're going to do that as well. But like I said, this is what you would see on Instagram, and same thing. You can hit the sign up button down here and you would still get that information, which would then go to your leads, which again, we can talk about in another video over on this section. So we know what it looks like. That's great. We can close this. And if you did want to make more changes, you could obviously still go back to this area and create those changes. All you're going to do then is you're going to hit schedule, and this will push it out to whatever day it is. So again, if you want to start right away, it would start immediately, though Facebook will take some time to actually look at the ad itself, because obviously they want to make sure they're putting out the right ad to make sure nothing explicit is being put out on their account itself. And therefore, again, this is something that Facebook is always trying to make sure. So it might take half an hour to an hour before it actually gets posted on your account. You push to other people, and then from there you can actually test and see how everything's doing and check the numbers. Now, that again is another video. We can always look at the numbers and see exactly how an ad's doing, because maybe the first couple days it's not doing very well. If that is the case, you can always change the ad around too, even throughout the time frame. So if you don't like the picture, you can change that picture later, or say there was a typo, you can always change that as well too. So there's always things you can keep working on to improve your ads to get more leads coming your way to help grow your business. So I really do hope you enjoyed this video, this tutorial on how to create a Facebook ad for your business. I think this is a very easy thing to do, but again, if you do have questions, comment down below, message. I greatly appreciate it. If you want, you can also subscribe to this. We do create videos all the time showing you different tutorials on social media. We do have a newsletter as well that goes more in depth on all this. So again, there's a link down below. You can sign up for that. We send it out every now and then to give you more information to help you out to grow your business. So if you did enjoy this video, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe down below. I greatly appreciate that, and I will see you in the next video.